Hernando Beach, Florida is one of the best kept secrets for waterfront paradise, and I'm maybe about to blow that out the water today by giving you the most extensive map overview of Hernando Beach, Florida that's on the internet today. So we're going to take a look at some of the best places to live there. We're going to talk about the restaurants. We're going to talk about things to do because there are so many outdoor activities there. We're going to talk about also some of the schools and some of the local secrets as a Hernando County resident of 19 years here. So settle in, enjoy the video, and let's dive right in now. All right, guys, so let's take a dive into Hernando Beach. And this map tour isn't going to take a whole bunch of time because Hernando Beach is pretty small and it's a compact area, but I do want to make sure I give you guys a good overview of it in the time we have here. So let's start real quick by just zooming out and seeing where it lies in relation to everything. So Hernando Beach is right here, okay? And zooming out, you can see, let me zoom in a little bit more than that. It's going to be about 50 miles north of Tampa. However, the caveat to that is there's no easy way to get there because it is right out on the coast. So yeah, you could go all the way down US 19 and then cut across the bridge or cut across a little bit before over 580. Or you can go up 589, the Suncoast Parkway, and then come off at Spring Hill Drive, State Road 50, and then take it down there. But it's a longer trip than it should be. So it's going to be probably an hour and 15, I'm going to guess, to get there. And then, of course, it is west of Orlando. So again, as we scroll across here, you'll see Orlando. But that's pretty easy. It's just a straight shot all the way across State Road 50, through Mascot, through Claremont, through Winter Garden, and down here. So that's a little bit easier. Again, that's probably about an hour 45, I would say, on a good run. And it's also just west of Spring Hill, Brooksville. So if you're familiar with those areas, it's just west of there. It's just north of Hudson, Newport Richey, and it's just south of Crystal River, Homosassa. So hopefully that gives you a better idea as to where the lay of the land is. So let's zoom in and take a little bit more of a detailed look at Hernando Beach itself. I want to start by talking about the areas that you might look to live in and around Hernando Beach. So Hernando Beach divides itself down into a couple of sections, really. So the first one is Hernando Beach South. Now, Hernando Beach South is really this area in here. Now, this is a deed restricted area. So there are certain things you can and can't do in here. But the most noteworthy thing probably about Hernando Beach South is the fact that it is indirect golf access. That means if you have your boat parked in your backyard, you cannot get out to the Gulf directly. You have to go through a boat lift to get there. And there are restrictions around what the boat lift can and can't manage. And then after the boat lift, there is also a bridge you need to get under. So all of that to say, if direct Gulf access is your thing, make sure your boat is able to get over the boat lift and through the bridge and able to get out to the Gulf. Now, because it's not direct Gulf access, you get a little bit more bang for your buck here than you would do in Hernando Beach North. So you can consider the pricing to be around $300 a square foot, give or take, up to $350 a square foot. The homes are a little bit more uniformed in here. They're basically all stilt homes. So again, if that's something that's interesting to you, reach out to us. We can talk a little bit more about that. But you can find homes in here starting around, $350 is about the cheapest I've seen in a long time over there. But typically the prices are going to be around $450, $550, somewhere in that ballpark. And then very, very similar to Hernando Beach South, although it's not technically, is what's called the middle section. So the middle section is this section in here. Again, you still have to go through the boat lift, which is right here, to get out to the direct Gulf. My parents have actually owned a property here. Gorgeous, gorgeous homes. But again, just be aware they're not direct Gulf access. But again, you get a little bit more bang for your buck because of that. If direct Gulf access is a big deal to you, then Hernando Beach North is where you're going to want to be. Now, of course, you are paying a premium for that. So I've seen homes in here, $500, $550 per living square foot. Although they settle around about $400 to $450 a square foot at the moment, at the time of making this video of October of 2024. But again, the beauty of it is that you park your boat up here in your backyard, and then you can just be out in the Gulf in as little as 5 minutes if you're kind of inland here. Literally a couple of minutes if you're right towards the Gulf. Now, As you move down these canals here, the closer you get to the Gulf, the more expensive they're going to be. And believe it or not, there are quote unquote better canals to be on, depending on what type of boat you own because of the depth of the canals. So some of them are much deeper than others. So you want to check that out. And of course, we're happy to help you and guide you with that. But this is really what you're thinking about probably when you think of Florida waterfront properties. Again, some spectacular homes here. But there are also some older single-story homes. Now, of course, the insurance is going to be much harder to obtain on these properties. There is that elevated risk of flooding in those. So I always, as a rule, recommend stilt homes in Hernando Beach, but they do have those in there regardless. And there's also a lot of investment opportunities with Airbnbs down there as well. So Hernando Beach North, Hernando Beach South, very, very different. Direct Gulf access here, indirect Gulf access here. So I want you guys to understand the difference between those. But if you want to get a little bit further outside of just Hernando Beach, there's some other areas here you might want to consider. So Weeki Wachee Gardens is one of them. So these are not saltwater homes. These are kind of on the springs, but some gorgeous, gorgeous homes on here as well. So this is the Weeki Wachee Spring here. Now, a real mix of homes here. You're going to have some mobile manufactured homes. You're going to have some single family homes. So again, your dollar might stretch a little bit further here than it would do in Hernando Beach North or Hernando Beach South. Again, there are some considerations such as bridges that you need to get under to get out to the Gulf if that's something that's important to you. So again, be sure to ask us about more details, but it's just a little different option than being in Hernando Beach North or South that I wanted to draw attention to. And then the final one is going to be out on Pine Island. So Pine Island is out here. And there's going to be very, very few, but some homes on this last little bit of land here before you get to Pine Island Beach. Now, this is where the price can really run away. The homes here are very, very expensive per square foot, but the views are the best around. Unencumbered Gulf views, just looking out over acres, miles and miles of Gulf waters. Now, be aware that a lot of times when there's tropical storms or hurricanes, this road here will flood, so it's totally inaccessible. So you're likely going to have to evacuate in that instance. But if you want the best of views, then Pine Island might be a consideration for you. Now, let's talk a little bit more about some of the other things that Hernando Beach has to offer. Now, because it's on the water, as you might imagine, most of the stuff revolves around water activities. So let's take a dive in here and look at some of the things that you might want to know about. So Weeki Wachee Preserve. I've talked about this in a bunch of other videos. So think hiking, think fishing. You can launch your kayak in there. You can do hunting in here. It's hundreds of acres of unspoiled land, and it's just a gorgeous way to spend an afternoon. If you want to get away from everything, get in touch with nature, this is going to be your best bet for that. So you can see here just exactly how many fishing lakes there are and all different places to explore here. So definitely be sure to take some time, explore Weeki Wachee Preserve. Heading a little bit further north along Shoreline Boulevard, you're going to see some stuff here. So Linda Pedersen Park. This is where we've taken the kids to go fishing a couple of times. They actually have a really cool observation tower here as well. In fact, here it is, where you get really, really gorgeous views of the land around. There's a little fishing pier out here on Jenkins Creek. There's also a kayak launch here, so you can launch your kayak. And then heading just a little bit further north again is where you're going to get to Rogers Park. Now, Rogers Park is, again, like a man-made beach little area in here. There's a volleyball court, there's a kids' play area. The cool thing about it is quite often you're going to find manatees swimming in this little area here. I've seen them many, many times. They just swim up alongside you without a care in the world. Now, please don't touch them. Please don't pet them. They're a protected species. But it's really, really cool. Manatees are such gentle, beautiful creatures. And if you want to see them, this is a great place to do that. Now, getting back to some of the things in Hernando Beach real quick, you're also going to be able to launch your boat if you are dry docking your boat or dry storing your boat. There is a public boat ramp down here. There's also a storage facility. There's quite a few storage facilities actually along Shoreline Boulevard where you can store your boats. But this is the public boat ramp that my family's always used over the years. It's just really, really clean access to the Gulf. And then a lot of people will dock their boats out at the flats and kind of have some parties and stuff out here. So you're going to constantly find a lot of boats out here. It's kind of like I said, a little party area. So definitely, if you have a boat, consider launching it out of here. And then you can also rent kayaks, you can rent boats. And then the other cool thing is there's a place called the Freaky Tiki, which is a boat that you can charter. I think it holds 6 people. He has like a little bar set up on there. You bring your own bottle and picky snacks, and he'll take you out and captain you, and you can watch the sunset and have a little party atmosphere. He plays some music and stuff. So the Freaky Tiki, really, really cool. We've done that with my family a few times, and when we have guests in town, definitely recommend you check that out. And the other thing to mention is if you're looking for dolphins, yes, we have them here. Many, many, many times that we've been out on the boat, we've seen dolphins. You almost can't avoid them. So again, when you're thinking of Florida, you're thinking of beaches, you're thinking of dolphins, you're thinking of boating maybe. The dolphins are pretty prevalent around here. It's always really, really cool to see those. Hey guys, Ross Hardy from the Hardy team. And I just want to take a quick second and a brief interruption in this video to say if you're getting value out of it, please be sure to like the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Also be sure to hit the notifications bell. That way for any new videos that we release about the Tampa Bay area, you'll be first to get notified. If you are thinking of moving to the area and you have any questions, we help over 200 families a year, and we've been doing it for 19 years. We're the local experts and we're happy to answer any questions. There's never a bad time to get started. Whether you are 9 days away or 9 months away from moving, reach out to us. We're happy to help you. You can find the contact information down below here. For now, let's get back into the video. All right, now as you guys know, I'm a foodie, so let's talk a little bit about some of the restaurants in Hernando Beach. And there's some really, really good ones, and they're constantly adding more. So particular favorites of mine, I'm gonna have to single out Brian's Place. So Brian's Place is a kind of higher end, although still like a beachy vibe, fusion restaurant. So fresh fish, you'll quite often see pictures of him filleting these massive fish on the Facebook page, but also some like Spanish fusion kind of stuff as well. Great Cuban sandwiches, really cool burger combinations. But an awesome, awesome place. If you're looking for something on Hernando Beach and you only have 1 day there, or you're looking for, in my opinion, the best, that's going to be Brian's Place. Definitely be sure to check that out. Super friendly owner as well. Hernando Beach Tropical Grill. This is owned by a guy from Mass, and so he's flying in the whole belly clams. So think, belly clams, lobster rolls, and fresh seafood cooked out of a food truck. But there's a hut on here on the water, so beautiful views. And again, it's open air, so it's a little bit warmer. They have live music. This is really like shorts and flip-flops time here, guys. When you roll in off the boat, just wander into here. But Hernando Beach Tropical Grill has been a favorite of mine for a long, long time. And then the other one that I like for lunch or for breakfast is the Silver Dolphin. Again, it's on the other side of the road, but again, you can walk out the back into the gardens. It's kind of cool to spend some time out there, but their food, again, is good burgers, good seafood. And just a really cool vibe, and they have fresh fudge in the shop out the front, so that's always really, really cool to check out as well. And then something totally non-seafood related, or almost totally non-seafood, I guess, is La Bella Napoli. So this is right over here by Weeki Wachee Gardens, but La Bella Napoli is one of the better Italian restaurants in Hernando County. You wouldn't expect it necessarily out at Hernando Beach, but I strongly recommend that you check it out if you're a fan of Italian food. I just got back from Italy 2 weeks ago. It's very authentic, really, really good, reasonably priced, intimate atmosphere, and a really cool place to check out. All right, so you might be saying to me, well, that's really cool, Ross, but where do I go for my groceries? And that's a good question, so let me show you real quick where that is. So in my opinion, if you're living here, you're going to be doing one of two things. You're either going to be going out from Shoreline Boulevard here, out to Cortez, to where 50 meets US 19 in this area here. And there's a Winn-Dixie right in this plaza here. So that's the northern option that you have there. Or you're going to be going the other way, and you're going to be heading out south on Hernando Beach and taking Shoreline Boulevard this way, and then coming up here to this section here, and then this is where you're going to find Publix and a Walmart Supercenter. I'm a big Publix fan. So your options are going to be very, very short on Hernando Beach itself off of Shoreline Boulevard. There are a couple of very, very small stores that offer some very, very basic essentials. But you're not going to be able to do your weekly grocery shop down in Hernando Beach. That's just not going to happen down there. Now, there are some really, really cool little, live music, funky places, Drunken Mullet, Lazy Lizard. Actually, one of them's in the process of being renovated at the moment to be reopened. But those are really, really, really cool considerations. And there are a couple of fresh seafood stores down here where you can get fresh seafood. Actually, that's where we go to get ours. And the other place we like to go to is Arapika and the Stone Crab Company down here. They have some awesome fresh seafood down here as well. It's this old little cool fishing town slash fishing village. Little narrow roads and tiny bridges and stuff. So definitely check that out. It's a little bit of old Florida there. But some really, really cool fresh seafood options as far as, grocery type places are. But you're probably going to be looking at your Walmart Supercenter or your Publix, or on the northern side, you're going to be looking at your Winn-Dixie right here. Now, the closest hospital for Hernando Beach is going to be Oak Hill. So this is Oak Hill here. It's an HCA hospital. And as I zoom out here, you'll see where it is in relation. So not very, very far, about a 10-minute drive or so. So that's going to be your closest hospital right here. Tampa General is just up here if that's what you would prefer to go to. So definitely be sure to check those out and know where you are in relation to those. Be aware as well, if you have kids that are at school, they're going to be going north, likely to Winding Waters, K8, and those schools. So it's going to be a little bit of a further journey for those. So it's quite a hike to get to the schools from Hernando Beach. So it's right here. And the schools are up here. Now, they are fantastic schools. They're very highly rated, but it's not like it's going to be a 2-minute bus trip for the kids. So, if you have kids, just make sure you're aware of where the schools are in relation to Hernando Beach. Okay, and before I leave you guys today, I want to give you one little local secret. It's maybe a badly kept secret, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. And that is the Bayport Inn. So I'm English, as you might be able to tell, and I'm a sucker for fish and chips. The grouper basket at the Bayport Inn is probably, in my opinion, the best fried fish and chips around. So again, it's not quite in Hernando Beach, but it's barely anywhere outside of it. It's just all the way down the end of Cortez Boulevard before you get to Pine Island Drive from Shoreline. So it's only about a 7 or 8 minute drive from most places in Hernando Beach. But Bayport Inn, in my opinion, the best fish and chips around. There, I said it. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree or not. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for the map tour of Hernando Beach. I hope you found it useful, and I hope you learned a little bit along the way, and you know a lot more than when you started. Like I said, if you're looking to move to the area, or if you have any questions about it, be sure to reach out to the team and I. We're local real estate experts and nerds, and the contact information is below. We help hundreds of families a year. Also, be sure to like the video, comment, and let me know what you liked about this video below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so that way you can get the newest videos about Hernando Beach, Brooksville, Spring Hill, Wesley Chapel, and the greater Tampa Bay area. Till next time, stay safe. I'm Ross Hardy from the Hardy team. It's time to love where you live.